Just before Christmas 2023, in San Antonio, Texas, 18-year-old Savanah Soto and her boyfriend, 22-year-old Matthew Guerra, have gone missing. The couple are about to become parents, with Savanah due to give birth in an induced labor at the hospital, but she never shows up.
We're entitled to know something about her. We love her, we miss her, whatever's going on, let her come home so we can have a Merry Christmas with her.
But Christmas Day passes with no sign. And the next day, December 26th, someone contacts the cops with a discovery no family wants to find.
Looked in the window, started screaming. I rode up right behind her, saw her screaming. I was like, okay, I know what this is.
What we're looking at right now is a very, very perplexing crime scene.
He was a narcissist. He knew how to manipulate her into believing things were going to be great.
She just started bleeding.
Here on the Decoder, with exclusive police footage, this is the story of the chilling disappearances of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra. You can now watch our episodes ad-free on Spotify with a subscription. Link in the description. On December 23rd, the local police department receive a call about a missing person. It's Savanah's family members who've turned up at the hospital to support her for her induced labor appointment. But Savanah isn't there. No one's actually heard from her since December 21st. So at just after 7:30 that evening, police arrive at her address to conduct a welfare check. They find her door broken open.
Police, anybody here? Show me your hands. So we got a full hallway down here. It's out to the patio. Check the patio.
Police department.
Police. Oh, what you got there, Greg?
Police department.
Aside from the door, there's no other signs of anything?
Yeah. They're supposed to be induced when we check the hospitals.
Yeah, I think they've checked all that.
Nothing seems out of place in the apartment apart from the door. And Savanah's family have been calling around all the hospitals in the area. None of them have seen a patient by that name.
And like I told you when I worked at a hospital, if she doesn't put you on an approved list, they're not going to tell you if she's checked in or not.
It's weird that the boyfriend's not answering either, but never know.
Her dad's only possible clue is her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, who's also nowhere to be found.
So she said he was telling me that the boyfriend's a drug dealer, but he's been assaulted in the past.
He's been in trouble with the law before, but it's a big leap from drug dealing to committing murder.
The guy's a dealer, but they're trying to, his parents have been calling, they called county, they're trying to do a missing person. Now the girl's dad is here, and she's supposed to be induced today, and they've checked all the hospitals, you know what I mean? And no show. So, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, like I said, the door's kicked open. It doesn't look like there's no, the apartment's in order. You know what I mean? It's not in shambles or nothing, so. It's actually pretty straightened out, pretty squared away. So there's no signs of any struggle or anything in there. Everything's neat, except for the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Usually if someone left, there would be...
the gun laying around already?
Nothing in there, partner.
It look clean.
Okay, we did a security check for people.
Yeah,
we're not going to look through anything else.
Nobody looks like they went through drawers trying to get
No, yeah, there's no, the TV's there, and everything.
It looks nice. I mean,
There's a
they
speaker.
even made a nursery for the baby. So
Yeah,
looks nice.
it's kind of... So were they arguing? Were they having an issue or nothing that y'all know of?
He's assaulted in the past.
In the past, no, but I mean, ahorita, right now, there's nothing going on. I mean...
She would have told me,
Yeah, I know, I get you. That's what I'm saying. Well, it gives us a little feedback of what's going on. I mean, I know that people have their issues on and off, but right now, they were excited to go have the baby, I guess, right?
Savanah and Matthew are excited to bring their child into the world and start a family. But it's clear something's gone wrong. Something no one can yet guess at. On Christmas Day, Savanah's family comes to the police department to give more information that might help in the investigation. She and Matthew are still missing.
We are here in search of Savanah. So as we talked about over there, we have our officers conducting welfare checks on the apartment to make sure that, one, we try to find out where Savanah is in the event that she comes back. I need to know, because I've been in contact with a couple of people today. I've been in contact with Matthew's dad, Gabriel Guerra. and he has not received any communications from Matt or Savanah since that Wednesday, Thursday.
Her phone's been dead since Friday.
The day she was reported missing, the 23rd, was the Saturday. But they're not just here to provide a timeline. No, the revelations they have for the detectives are shocking.
He was very controlling of her. He didn't allow her to have no social media, nothing like that.
I remember back when her last Christmas, as a matter of fact, right? Christmas Eve, he beat her up so bad at
where was this
at the apartments off of
Balcony Heights, right?
Yeah, I-10, and the Ring camera across the hall got everything. The cops were there. By the time I got there, she was gone. He was gone. They locked him up.
Apparently, this incident with her boyfriend and the father of her unborn child, Matthew, wasn't the only issue between them.
He's always been abusive to her, and I tell her I was in an abusive relationship with her dad. And I tell her constantly, you don't want to go through that. So that one time when he really hurt her, we called the cops and everything, and she still went back to him. As a matter of fact, as we speak now, they're not supposed to be together.
Right. I noticed that. That was something that was going to bring y'all's attention. So I noticed there was an past arrest on September 27th for assault BI against Savanah, and I saw that there was condition of bonds, no contact. Right, no communication, no harassing, something like that.
September this year,
I believe that's where, and that might have been an update on there, but that's what the record check showed. So with that, does that sound consistent?
Why? I haven't heard that he's hurt her before, after that.
Would she purposefully conceal that information from you guys?
Okay. Yes.
So it's not uncommon for her to be assaulted and then not say anything.
So Matthew and Savanah weren't even supposed to be around each other, and now they've both gone missing. The detective has also spoken to Matt's father.
He didn't know about the conditions of bond, but he admitted, he said, yes, my son, I know he's gotten physical with her, and he tells her, he has told his son, Matt, hey man, you got to walk the fine line because you're all over the place. According to Dad, he had kicked him out at 18 because he was out of control. I think in this instance, right, as far as everything that we have so far, that I believe that Matt does have a part to play in this, right? Here's the problem that we're facing. What offense do we have? What concrete offense do we have? In other words, do we have somebody that witnessed an assault that took place that night? No. Do we have surveillance footage? Not yet. Right. So if that does come to light, that is concrete. I can tell you right now, if I get that information and I see him beating on her, I'm going to walk a warrant right then and there. And I'm going to broadcast it, everything else.
Without this evidence, they don't have the exigent circumstances they need to search the apartment in depth, especially because of something else they've now learned.
At that time, the person who kicked the door open was Matt's dad. He originally, and this is what he told me on the phone, and he told me he did that because he was trying to get a hold of Savanah and Matt. He was worried. Now, again, I asked him, would you normally do that under certain circumstances? Again, it's not my job to start pointing fingers and saying, hey, that doesn't sound right or not. That doesn't add up. But according to him, he said, hey, listen, Savanah was supposed to deliver that baby. I guess the baby is named Fabian. And, that didn't happen. I said, I want to know what happened to her. Is she okay? And so he kicked the door. There was some confusion because initially when all this started happening, there was talk about the door and, hey, was there some type of kidnapping, right? Was there some type of people getting tied up? Because normally when you have doors kicked in, right, people are trying to do burglary with intent to commit assault or theft, right? Home invasion kind of deals. But that wasn't the case.
With no sign of a struggle, not even the kicked-in door, the detectives have to consider that this missing persons case might be a domestic, and Matt is their prime suspect.
I know you mentioned that there was a gun or a rifle.
A big one it was like a big one that had little holes, black with holes, like.
Okay.
something like that.
Did it have? Was it like this long?
It was like this long, and I saw the stack of money like that was there. There. When we went back, their dad was there, and he was downstairs already by the time I got there. And when I walked in, the guns were gone, the money was gone, and I was like, who came in here? And then when I saw the cop there, he said, I know that they came in here, but he didn't tell me that y'all had ones up. I assume it was his dad, because their dad is very scandalous.
And when did you see this
door?
The stack of money, the gun?
Saturday about 1 o'clock.
1 p.m.
When my son went into the window.
And where was these items located?
The big gun was on the sofa. The little one was in the closet, and the money was on a little nightstand on top of the dresser, a little nightstand.
And you went in. Why did you go in?
Because I wanted to make sure that maybe something happened, or Savanah, something was going on in there that because they were not answering, and it was weird because, like I said, she was so excited about that day. I mean,
What was the condition of the door at that point?
It was normal.
A gun and a stash of money is now missing from the apartment, and it was taken some time after Savanah's disappearance.
I spoke to the downstairs neighbors, and they too agreed, like, he was bad. They would hear my daughter yelling and screaming for help sometimes. And like I told the lady, why didn't you call the cops if you were scared to go up there, She just, she was scared,
And let me ask you this. I can really, speculate as to why, but I want your take on this. Why would Savanah stay with Matthew knowing that he's violent, he's already beat her up, assaulted her? In your opinion, why would she stay?
I don't know. I'm gonna...
I just feel like he was a narcissist. He knew how to manipulate her into believing things were gonna be great.
And then when he would hit her, he would do exactly what
he robbed her of her innocence of a lot of things.
So no external factors. In other words, what I'm trying to say is
mentally,
she wasn't hooked on any drugs that he was using.
Never used. The only thing that she tried was marijuana.
And she didn't even like that.
She's never done any drugs. Never.
But with Matthew as an alleged dealer, she was wrapped up in that world nonetheless.
Did Savanah ever mention anything like that? She said, hey mom, just,
I'm not dumb. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, but did Savanah ever say that?
She never actually told me that. She knew that I knew, and she just kept it like that.
Like, in other words, to say anything that might have put her in danger. Hey, he's getting to a point to where, he owes money.
Oh, no. She never told me anything like that. She wouldn't tell me that because then I would get her out of there forcefully.
Right.
Matthew's a suspect, but they also have to consider that maybe his work has gotten them both in trouble. The kind of trouble that makes you disappear.
Vanna did say that she was going to leave him after she had the baby. And I feel like because he didn't want that, he got possessive over her. And probably...
How many times has she tried to leave him before, or if any?
She hasn't.
Never.
But I think she was already at the point that she just cared about
because
the baby.
Of her baby. Her baby meant the world to her.
So, because my thing is, again, I go back to why isn't he answering the phone? Why isn't he calling anyone?
Savanah's family leave the police department with more questions than answers. And when they do get those answers the very next day, they'll prove more tragic and more disturbing than they could have imagined.
Yeah, I'll just keep the family back while they do their work. Are the doors open? Try them, maybe.
SAPD.
Should be an 18-year-old female, pregnant to term, and a 22-year-old male. Because we're missing people.
A local resident has spotted Matthew's car, a gray Kia, parked outside an apartment building on Danny K Drive, seemingly abandoned. They call Savanah's family, and Savanah's family call the police.
So I don't know how they got the tip, but we've been getting tips from all over the place. And so they got a tip, they started headed this way, I headed this way.
The officers search the car as Matthew's family also arrives. They've heard there might have been a break in the case, but it's the kind of break the officers dread making. Holding up a sheet to keep it private, They found the dead bodies of Matthew and Savanah.
Hi, this is Detective Alonzo with the Leon Valley Police Department. We have possibly a murder or suicide that we're following up on. We just found a missing person's vehicle with the 2 missing people inside. It's going to be obviously a homicide investigation, but I was told to notify the police office to have a heads up so that there's some sort of rigor already setting in. They've been not decomposed, but you could tell it's kind of seems like the bodies have been there for a couple of days. Appears to be gunshot wounds.
Savanah is found in the front seat with a gunshot wound to the head. Matthew's in the back seat. It looks like he's been shot in the head too, or shot himself. At least that's the officer's initial theory, a murder-suicide, especially with everything Savanah's family told them. But that theory quickly goes awry. There's no sign of the murder weapon, and Matthew appears to have been dragged into the car after his death. He's an innocent victim after all. This is a double murder, and the killer is still at large.
Good afternoon. I'm Detective Jeremy Goodwin with the San Antonio Police Department Homicide.
Detective Goodwin is called to the scene to investigate.
The steering wheel had apparent blood on it, as well as the center console. As I looked up, as I'm kind of kneeling down looking up towards the visor, I observed what appeared to be a bullet defect near the driver visor of that.
Savanah was likely shot inside the car, but Matthew may not have been.
The back left tire, the sidewall of the tire had what I believe to be blood on the sidewall of the tire, and then inside the rim there appeared to be apparent blood inside the rim. It appeared to me that someone that had been bloody was placed against the tire, and the vehicle was driven after the blood had been placed there.
Armed with these clues, the detectives then access local surveillance cameras overlooking the parking lot. At 11:59 p.m. on December 21st, a Chevrolet van is seen pulling in. The truck bed cover is at an angle, like there's something jamming it open. Then, Matthew's Kia is seen coming towards the truck.
So as a vehicle approached, another vehicle came, which appeared to be the victim's vehicle. It approached the truck with its lights off. The truck ends up turning its lights off as well. And then the driver of the truck gets out of the car and approaches the driver of the other victim's vehicle.
The driver of the truck gets out, takes a white towel, and appears to wipe down the outside of the Kia door where he touched it.
What does the individual inside do?
He steps out, and when I observed that, it did not appear to be Matthew, as Matthew is very tall and lanky, and that individual did not appear to be that tall.
The drivers get back into the vehicle and drive behind the apartment building. 3.5 minutes later, the truck reappears.
Can you make any observations about the truck at this point?
Yes, ma'am. The bed of the truck is no longer angled. Doesn't appear off-center, but like I said, it appears flat.
As though whatever was in the truck bed, perhaps Matthew's body, has been left behind. Detective Goodwin believes that at least one of the 2 men seen in this footage is the killer. But the truck's license plate is obscured in the footage, so he focuses on the victim's car instead. The Kia is seen leaving the apartment complex at 10:22 p.m. on December 21st. According to GPS data, it stopped at Charlie Chan Drive at 11:50 p.m. and stayed there for 4 minutes.
So I went to Google Earth just to see the intersection, see what was in the area. And when I did that, I noticed there was a truck that was very similar to the vehicle observed on 5903 Danny K in the driveway of Charlie Chan. So I decided to research that address.
And what did you find through your research?
I found the residents of the location. The first one I found was Ramon Preciado.
Matthew's internet search history shows he searched Charlie Chan Drive that same day. That makes it likely it was Matthew who was driving before they got there. But as seen on CCTV, it wasn't Matthew who was driving just a few minutes after they left.
I was able to go to our driver's license database. I was able to view a photo of Ramon. And the listing on your DL had your height, your weight, and has a picture of you. He resembled the male observed getting out of the truck, very, very similar. Then I observed that he had a wife at the location, Murto Romanos. And then I checked the databases and found that they had a son, Christopher Preciado, who resided at the location. Christopher was the same age or around the same age as Matthew and Savanah.
On January 3rd, detectives visit the Preciados' address, and both Ramon and Christopher come out to meet them in the front yard. The detectives are interested in the cameras on their property. That footage, if it had been recorded, might have shown Matthew and Savanah leaving the address alive, or it might have shown something far more disturbing. But apparently, it's only live. The detectives bring Ramon and Christopher to the police department for separate interviews. Christopher is 19 and a student, majoring in pharmacy, and when he's left alone in the interrogation room, he starts to behave strangely. He pulls his chair in without touching it with his fingertips, like he's afraid of leaving evidence behind.
My work's a little tearful, right? So I kind of get a little bit what Luke was talking about. So I kind of want to talk to you. You told me that I need to talk to you. Okay. So I'm investigating a case where a couple people were killed. Okay. And obviously talking to your dad, he's broken me down that he helped. Took you up to location.
Footage of Ramon's interview hasn't been released, but according to the affidavit, he admitted to driving his truck to Danny K Drive on the night of December 21st and identified himself as the driver seen on CCTV. He has also identified Christopher as the driver of Matthew's Kia. Christopher has nowhere to go without calling his father a liar, so he admits to contact with Matthew.
I texted, what's his name? I don't know his actual name. What's your Instagram name? I deleted mine after the incident.
But this is a lie. His Instagram is still active.
So, what were you trying to get from? I tried to buy a little bit of weed, honestly. That's perfect. I don't care about it. Going towards him because he always posted pictures of guns and stuff, and that was sometimes to me. That was something else. I don't want to associate with that. Yeah, you just want to get your stuff calmed down and go with your day, right?
According to Christopher, Matthew agreed to the drug deal that night. This matches with the Instagram messages the detectives found on Matthew's phone. He messaged an account under the name XXVII that day, quoting a price in cash. The account responded with Christopher's address on Charlie Chan Drive. At 11:49 p.m., Matthew messaged to say he was pulling up.
Where was he going to drop you at? At your house. Okay. And then, do you remember what time he arrived at your house? No. No? Honestly. Okay. And then, what happened when he arrived at your house? When he arrived at my house, he was kind of agitated already with me. Like, he was like, man, I told you to be out here already. Like, why aren't you already out here waiting for me? And he was already agitated. He was like, come on, man, just get the kid, bro. Come on, hurry up. Let's do this and just get out of here. So I was like, what? It was weird to me because that was the first time he's ever, like, trying to get in his car. So I didn't know how to go about that. I want to be like, no, because I didn't know what it was going to escalate to. Yeah. Sorry, it's just, you're okay. Good job, man. It's just a shitty situation. I don't know.
Christopher says he felt like he had no choice but to get in the car. Savanah was there too.
Dazed, confused a little bit, so I don't know if he was, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But he was like, I could tell he was on something, like, that wasn't his normal behavior. So he's really getting agitated with me. His girl's not helping it. He's like, she's trying to talk to him, and he's trying to talk to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what, she was talking to him about something, but he just kept getting agitated with her. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, man, can you shut up? He was trying to tell her to shut up. Because when we were talking, I was like, no, I'll just be quiet. I can talk about it. I didn't want to. The situation already seemed a little nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. So after he was like getting agitated with her, he has like something right here where he has his gun. And what he did was, he was like already agitated with her. And he was just sitting there. And then all of a sudden he's like, man, bro, you know what? He was like, yo, bro, just get the out, bro, just get the out. So I was about to get out, but I guess I went like this, like to grab my phone because I wanted to flash because it's dark in the middle of the night. And I'd never been in that car before, so I didn't want to step on anything. So I was just opening the door. Like I was about to open the door. I like go like this for my phone. I try to turn the flash on. And then as soon as he does that, he reacts, he goes like this, and he pulls the little gun on me. Okay. I didn't know what to do at that point.
According to Christopher, Matthew pulled his gun.
And then he kind of had it in my face, and I saw I was looking in there. There was already one in there. After he did that, I could tell he was about to pull it on me, so it was like this pretty much in my face. Mm-hmm. So I go like that, and then he pulls the trigger. Okay. And then he went to the back seat. I'm in the back seat. So he's pointing at you, so it goes off in the back seat. Yeah, well, not in the back seat, like I push it because I don't want it in my face, I'm like this, so I go like that, and I kind of push it away, and I kind of duck down because I didn't want it to hit me.
But the bullet didn't hit Christopher, it hit Savanah.
She just started, like, bleeding. So I can see she was bleeding right here. On her left side? I think so, yeah.
But there's a problem with this. Savanah was found with blood all down her right side, not her left.
So after he did that, he's like kind of panicking. He goes like that to push her like that to see if she's like conscious, I guess. And then he's like turns it on me because I guess he realizes what's about to happen because I was about to just walk, just gonna run. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I was about to reach for the door, he like faces towards me again, so I go like that. Okay. Like I push it instead of like that way, like I did the first time like that. Mm-hmm. He went like that. Okay, so it came towards him. And then it went off again? What happened? Because he had his finger on the trigger the whole time. It went off again? Yes. It went off again. And then what happened after did he get shot? I assume so because he just stopped talking. So I put him in the backseat where I was sitting and I drove the car. Where did you drive it? I drove it to the apartments and left it there. Did you meet anybody in the apartments? Me? No. I called my dad. Okay. I was like, can you go to the apartments and pick me up, please? I didn't want to tell him anything. I didn't know how to react to it. I just put the guy in the back seat and closed it. I don't know. I don't know how to react to it. I just almost got robbed, pretty much.
There are details to his story that don't add up, like how he moved Matthew's body.
I was already in the back seat still, so I just kind of pulled him in. Oh, so you did it from the front of the view? From the inside the car? You never took him outside the car? No. I never took him out. There's an issue that I have with that. And that is blood on this fender. Okay? That shouldn't be there if you stay inside the car the whole time. Okay? There's also blood in the rims, which shouldn't be there. Did all of this come from whenever you and your dad were at the location? At Danny K? Did you guys take him out? No. Okay.
There were no drag marks on the car's entire console, and no blood on the front headrest where Matthew was supposedly sitting when he died.
This wound right here, that's called the contact wound. Right, so you pushed it means that the gun was up against his head when he was shot. It's on the right side of his head. So his head would have to be facing this way, looking this way, when his gun hits. He was looking at her the whole time. So how is it when you said he was looking at you, he pointed at you? Well, he had pointed at me, and then he was like, kind of going like that.
But Detective Goodwin can demonstrate that this can't be true.
This way, right? So if I'm driving here, and he's looking this way, if he's pulling here, he'd have to break it, like basically bend it all the way here to get the angle that we're talking about up on here, right? So I'm bringing my arm back to try to get that angle. So doing that is going to be hard to get a contact shot at the angle at the angle of a through and through with a defect by the visor.
There are similar inconsistencies to the trajectory of Savanah's bullet wound.
They don't match up. The evidence, let's let you know, the evidence tells us a story. Okay? And what you're saying of pushing the weapon and things like that, it doesn't add up.
Although if you had a gun in my face.
Well, even if you push it, the angles don't match. So you don't have a gun, you don't know where his gun went. Yeah, where did his wallet go?
What do you mean his wallet?
Yeah, he was in the wallet for him, his wallet. How about his phone?
He took my money. I don't know.
Did you take your money back?
The thing is, because the whole situation was just horrible to me. It was just.
Well, what were you and Dad doing at that vehicle for about 5 minutes after you guys parked back there? Because you guys had to put up 5 minutes.
What do you mean?
After you go behind the building and park the car, he followed you in his truck.
Good.
You guys stayed back there for 5 minutes.
I don't know how.
You know what else to say?
I don't know how to. You're the first person I've actually told stories.
Well, I appreciate it.
The detective leaves him there, convinced he's lying. And he is, about a lot of things. His home cameras do store recorded footage, and when the detectives get a hold of it, it throws everything into question. At 11:50 p.m., Christopher is seen heading out to meet Matthew's car. He's gone 2 minutes. Then he runs back into frame at 11:52, looking panicked. 30 seconds later, he hurries back to the car. Christopher claimed he didn't get out of the car at all. He also claimed he only called his dad for help, but his mom and his dad are both seen on the security cameras hurrying to get in the truck. His mom looks around for Matthew's car before she does.
As the suspect truck leaves, do you make any observations about the bed of the truck?
So when you look at the video, the bed of the truck as it's leaving the driveway is flat and center on the defendant's dad's vehicle.
The truck bed is uneven when it arrives at the apartment complex 4 minutes later. Sometime in that 4 minutes, something large was stored inside it, maybe the size of a person. This evidence presents the detectives with a different version of events. Christopher lured Matthew to his home and killed him, and Savanah as well. But why? It's more CCTV that will lead the detectives to the answer. Matthew was seen on his apartment building CCTV at 8:44 p.m. on December 21st.
I can observe some jewelry on his neck and what appears to be rings on his right hand.
No jewelry or rings were found on his body, and his wallet and Savanah's purse were also missing. In the course of the investigation, the detectives carried out a search warrant on Matthew and Savanah's apartment. At first, they didn't think they'd found anything of evidentiary value, but then they noticed something. When officers carried out a welfare check on December 23rd, there were purses on the wall in the master bedroom. When they came back on December 28th, those purses were gone. And let's not forget the missing gun and money mentioned by Savanah's family. Now, with their suspects identified, they get a warrant for the GPS history of Ramon's truck, and they discover that it traveled to the apartment complex on December 24th, the day after the welfare check. It's also seen on local CCTV. And so a potential motive begins to emerge. Christopher claims Matthew tried to rob him, but the detectives now believe it was the other way around, and it cost Matthew, Savanah, and their unborn son their lives. With them dead, Christopher ransacked their place for valuables. Christopher is charged with 3 counts of capital murder. His father is charged with abuse of a corpse for allegedly helping to cover it up, and Christopher's attorney directs blame towards his parents during the trial. The gun believed to be the murder weapon was found in his parents' closet. But in the end, Christopher was the one inside the Kia and the one who pulled the trigger.
Count 1, capital murder, murder of more than one person in the same criminal transaction. Verdict form, we the jury find the defendant Christopher Ray Preciado guilty of the offense of capital murder as charged in count 1.
He is sentenced to life in prison. At his hearing, the families made victim impact statements.
You took Matthew and you took their unborn son. He didn't even have a chance to live. Not one day.
Matthew was my brother. He's my best friend. And I just want to say you are a very stupid person, and I can't believe you and your common attorney wasted everybody's time with that pathetic excuse of self-defense. I hope wherever you go, they know who you are and what you did, and they treat you accordingly.
Christopher's father's trial was scheduled to start on May 11, 2026, but it has been canceled and not reset. All charges against his mother have been dismissed. What do you think about this chilling story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, keep up with our channel, and we'll see you very soon on The Decoder.